Controversial. Well, you're not living in 2019. On Saturday, an armed 69-year-old Antifa activist was shot and killed by police after incendiary devices into an ICE detention center were sent by him in Tacoma, Washington. Attacker Willem van Sprossen's manifesto repeatedly referred to ICE and the holding centers as concentration camps. A comparison pushed by AOC. Not one 2020 Dem or mainstream media organization thought to mention that link, that same verbiage, none of it. On Friday, Open Borders activists protesting outside a detention center in Aurora, Colorado, tore down the American flag and replaced it with, what do you think, the Mexican flag. Joining me now is acting U.S. Customs and Border Protection Chief Mark Morgan. Mark, how dangerous is the new resistance to the basic sense of border enforcement, integrity of our law enforcement?
So, Laura, we saw an example of that. You just described that. It's absolutely dangerous. Now, look, I have full confidence that the law enforcement mechanism and intelligence agencies are watching these groups. But like what happened, a lone wolf violent extremist, they're very hard to prevent. And why is this happening? We know why it's happening, is that the rhetoric that's out there from our own elected leaders are actually the vile rhetoric. They're attacking the men and women of ICE. They're attacking the men and women of CBP. It's unjust. It's unfair. It's misinformed. And outright, sometimes they're just lying to the American people. And it's undoubtedly fueling this.
Well, the concentration camp language, I'm not saying she's, to blame that she wanted this to happen, but boy, do they draw that connection every time there's some, horrible event that, well, this person might have supported Trump in the past, and most of the time they didn't even support Trump. But in this case, it's okay. Gosh, if you actually think a concentration camp is happening in America, I mean, what wouldn't you do to stop it, right? So that language is... that language is, that's tough language to keep having repeated over and over, but they're continuing to do so.
I think so, and I think it's reasonable to draw the conclusions that we're talking about. And which just makes me so frustrated, Laura, is the men and women of CBP. For example, a lot of people know this year alone, they've rescued almost 4,000 individuals trying to illegally enter this country. They've rescued them. They've saved their lives. The last time I checked, in the concentration camps, Nazis were killing people. Customs and Border Protection are saving lives. It's irresponsible rhetoric, and there should be some accountability.
Today, AOC plus 3 railed against President Trump for putting kids in cages at detention facilities. Listen.
If we improve the conditions of children in a cage, they are still in a cage.
Right now, the president is committing human rights abuses